Alright, Scorpio, thanks for tuning in. This is your July 2014 horoscope. My name is Athen, and this month I'm going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to divide this up into 4 parts. First, I'm going to talk about yourself this month, your overall self. Then I'm going to talk about your work, your relationships, and then your spirituality. Okay, and this is associated with fire, earth, wind, and water. So let's start with the self. Let's talk about the ruler of your first house, Mars. Mars is transiting your 11th house this month, okay? So for you, it's about uniting yourself with the larger whole, okay? Joining groups, connecting with friends, doing something that helps you join up with Mother Earth, with the collective, humanitarian things, whatever it is, and even whether it's online or in person, doesn't matter. Anything that helps you unite to the greater whole and to be of service in some way and to contribute to something larger than yourself, do this month, particularly up until the 13th. Then on the 13th, Mars will go into your 12th house. So at this point, your energy will take on a much more spiritual nature. Okay. And this is also going to be the case for some of August as well. So for the second half of the month, take the time out to step into the void, okay? Meditation, taking time out into nature, yoga, whatever it is that helps you connect to your spiritual nature. And it doesn't have to be anything spiritual per se. It's just anything that connects you to your inner self. So it could be your work. It could be cleaning, cooking, anything around the house. It doesn't matter. Whatever helps you, take a time out, take some rest, because this is all starting a new cycle for you in August. Okay. And a lot of the insight you're gaining now, you'll use in August as well. Now let's talk about your self-expression this month. This is associated with the 5th house. Jupiter rules your 5th, and he's in your 9th this month. Okay. So you've recently been expanding your self-expression, perhaps reaching a larger audience, more people, or just overall feeling much better and more expressive about yourself, okay? And enjoying yourself, enjoying that process too. So continue that this month. You're going to find that very enjoyable, I think. And a lot of opportunities will come to you. It's almost like the more you express yourself, the more you attract. Now, let's talk about your higher self, the 9th house. The moon rules your 9th house. This is also your higher guidance. We have the full moon this month on the 12th, and it's happening in your 2nd, okay? So, first half of the month, truly enjoy your higher spiritual guidance, okay? I think there's going to be, just like with any full moon, there's always some insight for you in particular, Scorpio. And this is going to have to do with your enjoyment, okay? What you enjoy out of life, what you get out of life, your values, all right? And some manifestation here as well, too. Full moons in the 2nd are usually about some sort of abundance or something, or an awareness of our abundance in life, being grateful for what you have, okay? So on the 12th, just focus on what you have, focus on what you do have, all right? And through this, I think you'll notice that there is quite a bit of abundance in your life, Scorpio. And this abundance is helping you channel in a lot of your higher guidance. It's helping you tap into your higher self. It's going to help you with those groups that I mentioned and so forth. Now on the 26th, we have a new moon in your 9th house. Okay, so the 9th house and 9th house. So new moon here, I think through enjoying this abundance in your life, it's going to further expand you, okay? And perhaps it might be something new that comes into your life that might expand your horizons, perhaps a new job opportunity or new travel opportunity, new person into your life. You might find a new philosophy or spiritual study that expands your mind. Whatever it is, pay attention around the 26th and allow anything new to come to you through your guidance, okay? Because Let me just double check something real quick. Yeah. So, you know, a new moon in the 9th is really about new insight, okay? Higher insight, listening to your higher self. So pay attention around the 26th, all right, to any new insights that you get, all right? Now let's talk about your work. Jupiter rules your 2nd house. Let's talk about your resources and on some level your finances this month, okay? Jupiter rules your 2nd and he's in your 9th. This is about sharing your resources, expanding your resources. It's about being, in your case, expressive, and also being charitable, and you know, it's about giving. So I think giving through your resources is helping you also expand your resources as well. But it's more of giving, not necessarily material resource. It's giving your values, expressing your values. Okay, and through this you're going to attract. And this is a long-term transit. This involves Jupiter, and this will be for almost the next year to come. All right. So bring more abundance into your life. Listen to that higher guidance on how you can do that, and I think in this way you'll be able to attract a lot of values to you, all right? A lot of resources, and in some cases, on a material level, finances. Now, let's talk about your work on a day-to-day level with the 6th house. Mars rules your 6th. He's in your 11th. First half of the month, again, unite those skills of yours. Take those aspects, those traits, your work, and give it to the larger audience, okay? Give it to humanity. The more, it's like the more people you can let know about what you offer, what your skills are, the more people you can benefit, all right? And it's going to benefit your work. So focus on, first half, focus on giving, really is emphasized here, and that's going to help you develop your skills. Okay, perhaps you're giving away your work. Perhaps you're just contributing, helping, do some humanitarian stuff like pick up trash or whatever it is, or gardening, or whatever helps you connect to the community in the larger whole. Will sharpen your skills. Now on the 13th, Mars goes into your 12th. So at this point, from the 13th onward, letting go of your skills and your abilities, just surrender them and go with the flow. It's kind of its 12th house. It's that Piscean energies of just going with the flow, okay? That'll develop your skills. And take the time, I think take the time out too from your work as much as you can to reflect from the 13th and into August. Now let's talk about your service in general and your contribution to society at large, okay? We're talking about, in a mundane sense, your career or anything you do that gives back to the public. And this is ruled by the Sun. And he's in your 8th house for the first half of the month, okay? So again, releasing your attachments to your service, okay, to your work. Release those attachments, make way for the new. Because here's what's happening. This month is very transformative for your service. You've got transition from the 8th to the 9th house. Now the 8th house, so the first half of the month, is about releasing all of those parts of your work in your career or in your service that aren't working for you, okay? Just allowing them to go. And just allow it all to go. Whatever's meant to be will come back. And what you're doing is you're creating space. Then on the 16th and onward, when the Sun goes into your 9th, it'll be like a sort of resurrection of your work. And the more you are able to get rid of and clear the closet and clear all the junk that's not working for your career, the more you're going to see expanding, okay, for the second half. And in the second half, just focus on that abundance, okay, coming to you through your work, and continue to release if you need to as well, okay? So very positive time in the second half of your work for sure in regards to that. Remember to channel in that information because this is all associated with that 9th house. Let's talk about your relationships this month. Saturn rules your 3rd house of communication. Let's talk about communication. He's in your 12th. Let go of your communication. I think you've been doing this. This has been going on for the past few months. Particularly the last few months while Saturn has been retrograde. okay? And I think you've been reflecting and taking a time out with the communications, perhaps not taking them as seriously as you were before, okay? But that's fine, because now what's happening is Saturn's going to go direct on the 20th, okay? And if you've taken the time to reflect, then at the end of this month and into August, it'll be about continuing to let go and go with the flow in a more active sense. So you're still organizing, you're still structuring, you're still paying attention to what you have to say, but you're doing so from a very detached perspective, okay? And just, going with the flow, allowing the words to come through. You're almost like a channel for spirit, okay? Now, let's talk about your relationships in general. Your 7th house. Venus rules your 7th. She's in your 7th. Okay? So harmonize with those around you, particularly for the first half of this month, while Venus is in that 7th house. Enjoy those relationships. Connect. Embrace others. Okay? It's about enjoyment. It's about the day-to-day enjoyment, the communication, the lightheartedness. Okay? First half, enjoy the lightheartedness with your relationship. Then the second half of the month, when Venus goes into your 8th house, then I think you're going to want to get deeper. All right? So save the deep. So you're going through all of this transformation, right? Particularly with your work and stuff. But in regards to your relationships, hold off on the deep stuff until the second half of the month. I think you're going to naturally do that anyways. But then that's when you're really going to enjoy the deeper aspects, connecting on a deep level. And again, releasing and not becoming too attached to relationships or any aspect of relationships. Remember that. Release everything that you're attached to. Okay? Particularly in relationships. Second half. Now let's talk about groups again. Let's talk about the collective. Mercury rules your 11th house, and he's going direct in your 8th on the 1st of July. Okay, on the 1st of July, he goes direct in your 8th. Again, releasing attachments to anything that you've been associated with in regards to your groups and your friends and your ideals also. So last month, maybe you've been reflecting on your friendships, your ideals, your group, how you fit into the bigger picture. Okay? Take what you've learned in June and continue to now release and let go of all of the stuff that's not working for you in regards to your groups and your ideas and old modes of thinking. Okay? And then by the end of the month on the 28th, when Mercury goes into your 9th, again, it'll be like a cocoon effect where you will come out with a new orientation on your ideals and your groups and your friendships. All right? And then at that point, from the 28th through August, allow your groups to expand, be open, allow things to come to you, allow new people to come to you. And all this is supporting your relationships, strengthening existing ones and creating new ones. Now let's talk about spirituality. Let's start with the 4th house, which has to do with your inner self. For you, ruled by Saturn, and like I said, Saturn is in your 12th house, going direct, all right, on the 20th. So surrendering to the process of your inner self, going with the flow, allowing your feelings to go with the flow. Continue to do this. This is very spiritually enlightening for you. Especially, and then, first half of the month, especially, and then 21st onward, continue it after the reflection phase is over. Now, let's talk about your 8th house of transformation, since you are having transformation this month. Your 8th house is ruled by Mercury. Like I said, he's going direct on the 1st, and this is happening in your 8th house. So again, releasing those attachments. I can't emphasize that enough for you, and that's really the centerpiece of your spirituality this month. Okay. Now the 12th house, Venus, the ruler of your 12th, will be in your 7th. Okay? So first half of the month, your spirituality is associated with people and your friendships and your relationships. Okay, and your partnerships. Harmonize with people, connect to people, and this is spiritual for you. You're finding your spiritual nature through others too. Okay? Then, and this is an all month, all right? But then from the 13th onward, the second half of the month, it will be much deeper. Okay, you'll be able to connect deeper, and you realize the deeper you can connect to others, the more you will find in regards to your spiritual transformation. And again, non-attachment is key with relationships and spirituality, particularly for you this month. All right, Scorpio, so that concludes your July horoscope. If you have any questions, please get in touch. Right now I'm offering readings for only $45, so if you're interested in a more personal, refined reading for you in particular, please get in touch. I'll put a link down below, and have a great month. Thanks for watching, Scorpio.